Facebook thing, the YouTube thing, try to go viral. And there's some components of that are missed that they need some guidance on. And so that's why I'm bringing you. And you can talk from a conceptual standpoint of, like what are the important parts of your campaign? What are the important things to hit home, and not to offend anybody, but to dumb it down to the point to where folks that are not in your world of advertising, they can say, okay, that's the connection that I need. And then I will just hit on just the importance of virtual training, whether you're going the viral direction, whatever you're doing. I just want to shed more light on the virtual aspect of basketball training. And so if you want to get your plugs in, because I don't know anything about the advertising space.
Oh
So
yeah,
if I know you.
I'm aligned with that. So I was just kind of giving some preamp on like some just I like so in my perspective, yeah, I'm aligned on like kind of the guess and edification, but kind of I also want to put you in a positive light. And one aspect that I found on kind of the model, if I'm gonna just elaborate a little, my perspective of having the guests on, you're the host, so to build edification for you, I think aligns on the fact that hinting towards ideas that you're always improving, you're working on your business. We could hop on private calls, kind of hint to that like secrecy factor that like, oh, what is Alan not sharing publicly that Chris is about to know, and then you could always
Right.
use that however you want. Like a
Okay.
little ninja
Okay.
thing that I've
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah. Yeah.
heard, but I think it'd be like win-win. I expect maybe, as you reuse some of this content, you could be like, hey, do you want to know what the private information was that Alan didn't share publicly? I mean, like, not obviously say it on this call right now, but later in the future.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Well, I definitely want to say that. I'll say, hey, Alan is the ad guru, man, and obviously he has been, selected by Jordan Lawley, NBA trainer. Everybody knows him. Everybody wants to be like him. He's got an amazing story. So
yeah.
Alan knows something. Alan's doing something right. And so from a virtual aspect, to be able to have access to somebody like this is great. So I wanted to introduce him. I wanted to just kind of leave him he's a resource for you. You have questions for ads. You have questions about, anything virtual aspect of basketball advertising, man, this is the guy. Make sure you add him as a friend. Request a consultation with this guy, because in the 15 minutes that you're going to talk to him, man, this dude is going to blow your mind. So again, what that does is I know, like, I have laid the groundwork in the group.
Okay.
And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get more engagement. And so believe me, I've tapped on everyone's door that's in this group already.
Okay.
But I just want to be more of a resource so that people will pay more attention to the group, and because I'm going to bring other folks into the group too. And so I don't know who you're gonna strike a chord with, but I know there's trainers in this group that are trying to do the viral thing and try to do in the direction that that he's doing it. That what's the other guy's name? I can't even. Why am I going on a mind blank right now? What is his name? The other trainer, the real.
There's a ton of them. Like
DJ Sack.
DJ.
Yeah.
Right, let's get hype right now. I'm trying to get hype. I'm trying to build that
let's
hype.
Do it. Let's go. Let's get it.
Let's get it.
Let me take a shot. Let me take a shot. What's in here?
Get it.
Gatorade.
So straight up though, I'm a tech nerd guy. I have this thing that like blocks out. It's like a voice AI that reduces like a background noise. And I found out when I was auditing my streams, like sometimes when I yell, it like cuts it off. So like the yelling like adds to the hype factor. Like no joke, this is crazy. I don't know. It's probably gonna do it in the stream. I'm gonna start clapping and like it's gonna block it out with voice AI. I don't know if you're ready for this. Is it working, or do you hear the claps? Oh, it sounds like you hear the claps.
I can hear the claps.
Well, then it's not working.
I'm not supposed to hear the claps at all?
You're not supposed to hear the claps at all. No joke. Dang, I'm sad. That's like It's not working. It's supposed to take away the claps. I've tested this before. I'm looking like I don't know what I'm talking about now. Oh, I got it. I didn't have the checkbox on. You ready?
Go ahead.
Oh shoot! All right, I just did. I just turned it on. All right, so now I'm gonna clap.
No clap. I can't hear it.
Crazy.
But it catches your voice right next to the clap sound.
It's crazy, dude. It's actually crazy. Sometimes it doesn't work when I'm talking at the same time and clapping, and sometimes it does. I don't know. It's wild.
That's amazing, dude. Yo, technology's crazy.
Cool. And I guess just for pre stuff, do you mind if or do you care if I do like screen share stuff or like take it more of like a
Not at all, man.
teach?
Not at all, man. You are gonna have the floor. So I can
Let me just check. Oh yeah, it says host disabled. I may do that, I may not. I'm just gonna kind of rip, and just anywhere you feel like you want to guide me to get answers that helps the group, you just
okay.
let me know.
Yes. Let me get my computer set up here. All right. Cool. Brett, I know, will be here. And then we are also going to recognize that this is going to be recorded. Now you're going to record on your end, right? I can record here on my end too. That way I can have this.
Yeah, I'm going to be recording my end.
Now what I do is my thing is on ta. That's kind of my thing. And so it's a on for a punch, and then I go ta.
Okay.
So that's kind of my thing. So when I'm like, "What's up, Alan? On ta." If you could just return that. There you go. Yes. Yes. There we go. There we go. We're
I
good
don't
with
actually
that.
have my own thing. I'm just stolen. I just literally do what he does at this point.
Cool. Get back over here. So we're gonna be on in 10 minutes. All right. So now, are you, when it comes to Facebook ads, are you like the analytical guy, or are you like the builder guy? Do you like hook the pixel up and you create the lookalike groups and do the whole shebang?
Yeah, so I kind of like try to scale myself. So not that I couldn't do it, but just transparently what I say now is like I'm not the guy actually doing it at this point. Like I could do it, but I am not. Or I try not to be.
Okay.
Like when I sell my services, I'm like typically my angle is just to be a PM type angle. So we'll set it up. We'll talk about the marketing strategies. I'll have myself and a team kind of look at, brainstorm like how the analytics are going, and then just do readouts. And like I'll be the one on the videos doing readouts to the client and stuff like that. So
Okay. All right. Yeah, I want to continue that conversation with you because
okay.
I am straight up a Facebook ad virgin. Well, no, I'm not a complete virgin. I lost my virginity about 4 years ago, but I lost it pretty bad. And I didn't have a good experience because I messed stuff up and I didn't understand. And I didn't have the right coach. And I just said, you know what, forget it. I'm not even going to mess with it. So now I'm venturing back into it, and I wanted to make sure I take the right steps, correct steps.
I feel you.
And I know that people, it's easy for some people, but it's like a different language to me.
Some people can just play piano.
Got you.
Transparently, I could do.
I tried.
Like
you know what's funny
joke.
is that
I actually don't have. I get my piano put in the background.
In college, in my senior year, I needed 1 unit to meet some criteria or something. And the only 1 unit class was piano. It was a semester. And
okay.
I took learning the piano as a 21-year-old was so difficult to when you see like a 7-year-old can just pick it up and do their thing. but I did learn that
For
and I
release.
could
Yeah.
play with both hands, and I needed to. That was my semester project,
Yeah.
so I was able to do it. No, I can't read, can't really play now, but I can play that song.
That's all you need. You just need to bust out one thing.
That's right. You sit down and say, "Oh, hold on, watch out, let me get that," and you pull that out.
Bust this out
Then
real
everybody
quick.
thinks everybody thinks you're the man.
There's
Oh,
there's
play this.
there's
My
life
fingers
lessons
hurt.
that you're unpacking right now. I don't know. Like I could go into this call, or I could just we haven't gone live yet. I'm just be like, you're hitting the nail on the head. A lot of life lessons. It's not if you know you can play piano. It's if people think you can play piano.
That's it. I got another quick story about that too. I used to be a phys ed teacher in Southern California,
Okay.
and that's predominantly the school I was at was about 75% Latino.
Yeah.
And so community is Latino, the Latin culture, and they all would speak Spanish. So when the kids are starting to speak Spanish, they're talking shit on the teacher. So they think that you can't hear them, and I obviously didn't understand Spanish, so they could do their little and start giggling. And so I asked a couple of my friends and said, you know what, I just need a couple of practical terms, like you sit down over there. I don't want to hear your mouth anymore. Don't let me call your parent, and just tell me a couple things in Spanish. And then I started saying it, and they were like, he speaks Spanish. Just a couple things, man. That's all you need.
That's it. That's it.
That's it, man. So
No,
how was
yeah,
your
so
day,
like,
man? How was business for you today, man?
so like a lot of my stuff in my data strategy stuff like takes up a lot of my time. But I try to knock out like for outbound marketing type stuff on like my own business. I try to knock out a decent amount of stuff like throughout the week. So just trying to track on those goals, man. There's a mix of like doing the main project, right? My data strategy stuff, and then I had to do some stuff like client work for Jordan today. He's launching some new merch, so I was getting aligned on that, like kind of the marketing stuff we've been doing there, and then yeah, just systems. Just something in my mind is like I need to just set up systems, just like even transparent. I'll just say like some of the systems I need to work on. Even if I did a call out on this call, probably could be better. We'll see what's up. We'll see what's up. Let me check my
Yeah, man.
links. Make sure
Definitely.
my
We'll
links are
we'll
still
we'll
up.
just we'll see what kind of vibe we get, man. And there might not be anybody. It may be one or two people. We'll just go as if it's full, and because people will watch it. They will watch it. They don't always jump on live with me, but most of the people, good percentage of the people in the group, look at the stuff.
Oh yeah, that's like the one thing that I try to instill on like most people I meet is this idea of like your content will always be evergreen, or could be evergreen depending on how you structure it. But for example, there's like a web platform to I don't know. You've probably heard of like Kajabi, or I don't know if I'm saying it right. Kajabi.
Yeah, I use that.
Okay, yeah. So I use Kartra, but transparently, I'm like tool agnostic because I don't know. That's just for some reason I'm that way. Like for some reason I will just always like split testing every system just to validate the system I have. Or if I find another one, like I'm not married to the system, so I'm always willing to
Right.
swap. And I kind of set redundancy plans of like even if I uploaded everything on Kajabi, if Kajabi just disappeared one day, well, I always have it on my Google and my
Right.
OneDrive, so it doesn't matter. But
Right.
anyways, I was kind of reviewing my like analytics, so I do some affiliate sales, or like I don't actively push it. Like my going in angle, I don't know if like you'll probably learn from the call and stuff like that is like not that I don't like hard closing, but I kind of just prefer soft closing. Like
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
it doesn't really matter if you guys join, like stuff along those lines. So like I made this video on like Kartra. I don't know if you heard of it. It's like a competitor also to Kajabi and ClickFunnels.
Mhm.
And I had just not checked my sales or my affiliate sales. And I was like, damn, like from no like straight advertising, I only made 2 videos on YouTube. I had gotten like $6,000 on that product on selling in like a year or two. So to
Mm.
me, I mean, it depends on like it all comes down to relativity of what people think their wins or not. That's another thing that I like try to train people on mindset. It's like, yeah, I mean, 6,000 is not like Tesla money, but like I also have other multiple streams along with like that one. So I was just like, damn. When I looked at that, I was like, I need to put more effort into making that funnel or that type of stuff.
Cool, man. That's exciting, man. You got that tech brain, man. You got that tech brain.
I got that.
I wish I had more of that.
It's okay. I'm here. We'll learn together.
That's it, man.
We'll conquer this journey together.
Let's go get it.
Right. Get it.
Where are we at? We got.
All right. So now that my voice suppression is on, if I yell, it's not gonna pick up anymore.
That was the weirdest thing, man. That was the weirdest thing. You should play tricks on people with that.
Want to do that? Yeah, sometimes it throws people off. All right, it's almost go time.
It's almost go time. All right.
Oh yeah, even whistling, it gets rid of whistling. Yeah, sometimes it just removes too much noise.
All right, I'm frozen right there, but I think we should be good. Okay, I think try to stand in the middle of. Okay, so it's a little delayed there. I think where it's. All right, it's go time. How do you say your last name?
Nafaretti. Cool. That's cool. Gives a little pop up. We live. What up?
I think we are. Oh, we hold on. I don't see it showing up in the group. But that is okay. Let's go.
Oh yeah, I'm checking for you, man. We live in the group.
Are we? We're live?
We out here.
We are live. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I want to see, is that we're live. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Coach Chris on top. What's up with y'all?
Let's get it.
Cool. Yo, I'm so excited today. Man, I am on the line with the one and only Al Nafaretti, man. And I tell you, this is so exciting because who this gentleman is right here is deep in the trenches, behind the scene, not in the front, but really in the front. All of what you see of the acclaimed Jordan Lawley, NBA trainer, highly sought after for kids, young adults, college, pro basketball players. This gentleman right here is behind it all when it comes to the media, the digital media, the social network, the ads, everything that we're doing. And guess what? That fits right into the message that you know that I'm about, and that's everything virtual. And so I know that there's folks in this group that are doing the virtual thing. They are posting videos on TikTok. They're posting videos on Instagram, on Facebook, YouTube. They want to get the viral. They want to get that viral hit. They want to have that one thing that everybody loves, and they share it and they like it, and they just take advantage of this whole viral atmosphere. Well, this gentleman right here, he's got it figured out. He has the pieces to the puzzle that when he pushes go, things just go viral, man. And so it's a system. It is a whole big machine that needs to work. And I wanted to bring him here so that he could kind of lift the hood up a little bit, talk a little bit about the machine, talk about how you do this thing when it comes to trying to market yourself from a viral aspect on basketball. So, Alan, I want to say thank you very much for being here. Totally appreciate you. Take a second right now, introduce yourself, let everybody know what it is that you do that has everybody banging down your door, man.
Let's get it. All right. Appreciate the intro. Yeah. So, kind of what Chris was mentioning. So, I'd been involved with Jordan's brand probably since like 2013. So when I met Jordan, he was kind of traveling the country, literally just kind of doing stuff off of system, not in just like using Instagram. And so I kind of connected with him as I primarily started off in doing web design. And then now, as we've grown the business relationship and stuff of that nature, we kind of get involved in Facebook ads, kind of product development strategy, stuff of that nature. So, kind of just transparently, I haven't checked the brand if the launch is official yet, but Jordan's launching some. I don't know if everyone follows. We had this campaign around the his tough or nah, so that's gonna be dropping soon. I was doing some little development on that, but yeah, I'm excited to be here. Excited to drop some knowledge bomb. It's time to get it. What's going on, man?
Yes,
You
man.
know,
Cool, man. It's like it's not every day. It's like we get to see somebody like Jordan Lawley every day, with what he puts out and the skill stuff that he puts out and the other trainers out there. But it's not every day that we get to pick the brain of the person that's helping put it together behind the scenes so that he is who he is. Like, yeah, he brings the tech side and the training side, but that's just a piece to the puzzle. When you're talking about the virality, if that's even a word, when you talk about that and you talk about just the social media empire, there is a lot that goes into that. So tell me, you talked about where you met him and how you met him, but what's your primary function for him right now? What's your puzzle piece?
Yeah. So right now, kind of the stuff we're doing in our 2020 campaigns. So we are launching right now kind of the JLaw Live program product. So kind of advertising, marketing campaigns, stuff of that nature. So if we treat that as a project, so in like business terms and business development and stuff like that, I would kind of be considered like the advisor slash project manager. Kind of we have some other digital marketing partners that we've connected with, and actually other businesses as well. So kind of elaborating, setting up the pieces so that kind of the vision that we have gets executed, along with other strategy parts of that. So I guess the best definition would probably be like, I don't know. Technically, on the site, I'm director of digital marketing, but from like a from an idea, I would say more like project manager, consultant, um, marketing strategy, stuff of that nature. So yeah.
Cool, man. Like, yo, we are in the trenches right now, man. Like
Yeah. So like,
this is so cool.
yeah,
A
I would
lot
say
of the
like
stuff
anyone
that you
listening right
say.
now and wants like the tactical information or like tactical strategies, like I'm just gonna kind of rip here because there was some stuff you're talking about with like virality and it's kind of getting my brain flowing. So like some of the
Right.
stuff we'll advise on or talk about or just sometimes we just like rip or like I was just texting him earlier, so um on like stuff we want to test or put out. So tactically for someone trying to get viral is understand, in my opinion, this is what I think could be studied, is trying to think like, okay, how does it work? Like, let's just take Instagram for example. Like, what are they gonna do to post stuff? Like, how does Instagram know what to send people, right? And maybe I'll offer this.
That's
Everyone that's
great.
on live want to put chats or ideas and stuff like that. Like, leave a comment below. Yeah, you gotta do their CTAs. You're watching live right now. Like, what do you think it is
That's
that why Instagram would share your post, or why does it share other people's posts and stuff like that? Right. So, transparently, like we had been thinking a bit on kind of uh, tech side, tech guy. So I'm gonna kind of just I think I gave enough time before people could leave comments and perhaps just giving the answer. Is like literally you just got to think of it from a software perspective, right? What are the KPIs, the key performance indicators of a post that Instagram can look at and say, hey, is this a good post or not? Because they don't, there's like probably billions of posts that are being posted. There's no way that they have humans just go and be like, oh, this is a good post. Hey, Instagram coder, go go share
Right,
this with more
right.
people.
Look at me, see mine.
Yeah, exactly. There's no way that they have people do that. So a lot of things are like, there's ways you, in my opinion, once you kind of understand or think, just literally take the brain the go through the thought experiment and kind of just like write it down, and then kind of just hopefully that sets the seed of like thinking things differently. So kind of back in the day when we were first going for virality explosion tips and stuff like that, a tactic was, this gets into like marketing and psychology and stuff like that, but you may notice that people, they just give a yes or no question, or what literally what his brand is right now, tough or not. It's a low thought experiment, or it's a low thought engagement post. It doesn't require people to like think really hard to give an answer. It's just people just say, is this tough or not? And when people leave a comment, well, then that's a KPI that gets tracked. It says, oh, there's comments on here. There's other tactics you could do, like say, hey, wait till the end, watch what happens till the end. Then you get, the percentage based thing. So that was a big thing that, like, back when we were going for growth, was like a prep. I'm
Wait,
not
now
saying,
before you go any further, I
yeah,
want to highlight that what you just talked about for a second, because that's one of the things that I've been talking about in this group is
mm-hmm.
how the social networks are rewarding you for being social. To
Yep,
where there was a
yep,
point where you just go down like, and then you post up a video and you share. Well,
yeah, yeah,
those things are actually working against you now.
mm-hmm.
Those things actually say, okay, Facebook says, oh, that's kind of spammy. We're not going to show that to too many people. But
Yeah,
like you're saying, if you go down and you make a comment, or you say, watch till the end, and somebody watches till the end,
yeah,
that is a benchmark. Like, okay, they watched to the end. That means that content is captivating them for that amount of time. We're going to remember that. And then if another
right,
person does it, and then they share it, and then they like it, and that adds to that component. So it's important to not just put stuff out that you like, but
mm-hmm.
stuff that you think other people will like.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah,
then you
yeah.
can get back into the whole marketing side of things, of where you track what people like and you track their behavior, and all those things are important.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so kind of like on the points of what they measure and stuff like that. So the algorithm is always changing, always growing. So my best advice for anyone listening on this call is, um, like, these Facebook coders, they get paid a lot. There's no way they're gonna tell anyone because they signed an NDA of what it actually is. If someone actually figured it out, like, they would just hijack the system. So my best advice for people is always think, okay, I'm gonna look for sources of people who, like, this is their full-time job doing it. I'm not even saying listen to me. Like, there's conferences I've been to or paid for remote stuff, like vidIQ conference, YouTube conferences, where people kind of elaborate on their perspective from their business, what strategies worked and what they think the algorithm is. And then always take that back and be like, okay, I have different ideas of what has worked for other people. Now let me go see what works for me tactically. So I'm going to share transparently what happened with Jordan. Is I think back in like 2017, we started noticing that his professional DSLR videos were not getting as much engagement than if he just like busted out his iPhone and just like, he used to do a thing where he had like these two shoes. And so, like, I thought about it. I was like, okay, like, how would they do that technically? Like, what would be the implementation for doing that? So I'm gonna get kind of nerdy here, but basically, oh shoot, I keep hitting this mic. Basically, what it's very easy to do is when you record on your iPhone or you record on Instagram or record straight from the app, it makes a file name that's like, I don't know if you've ever noticed that when you take videos and put it on your like Mac or Windows, it like the default name, and it's different than what the file name is on a DSLR, like something I'm using right now. So kind of when we saw that feedback, like, okay, let's go test and like let's split test, right? Let's start putting some images or videos on what's just phone recordings, and then let's start like using camera recordings and like try to validate what we're observing, and at the end of the day get the most business value. So I've kind of said a lot there. And just to like unpack, is like it's both take ideas and strategies from people and then always try to validate it. It's just not just like as a business advice, but like as a life advice. Like always be trying to see what works or what's working for other people and validate if the strategy works for you and continually be improving and stuff like that. So that gets into like business and marketing, but that's some of the stuff that, our team, not just my team, but like as I sync with other clients and Jordan is like we talk about. So
Cool. Well, thanks for sharing that, man. And kind of a resounding theme that I'm hearing here is that, you have to definitely be open to doing something different. You have to be open to it. You have to be open to technology. And it's not something that you can just go out there and do.
yeah,
You have to put systems in place. You have to have people like yourself in place. You have to have teams in place, because if it's something that you're not good at, then you definitely want to bring somebody on board that's better than you at it. And I know
right.
that as a basketball trainer, especially coming, right out of college, you're a lot of times basketball players, they don't make it to the pros, or maybe they have a passion for teaching and they want to go into the training realm. The
Yeah,
traditional way of thinking is, all right, I'm going to have a couple of private clients, and then word of mouth is going to happen. I'll put together a couple of camps, and then I'll grow that way. And they're
yeah,
not even putting their mind into the internet world at all. And there's a whole world over there that you can tap into, that you can manipulate to where you can really send a lot of flow your way if you
yeah,
understand it. And so
yeah.
what I'm saying is that to open your mind to technology and open
Mm,
your mind to the ability to tap into the connection that you can have with people across the miles is very, very, very intricate and important. And it's not something that you can just say, okay, I'm going to go venture into that direction. It's something that you want to have a guide, and
yeah,
have someone like yourself.
yeah. I mean, just ripping off of you, like, my brain right now is going to this. There's like a self development person named Lisa Nichols, and I had went to like a Tony Robbins conference in 2016 in Phoenix, Arizona. And she had, I don't know if you're familiar with her. She has a book out like Abundance Now, stuff of that nature. So I met her in person. She had done a breakout session in like a private hotel room, and I was lucky enough to have the opportunity to sync with her. Anyways, one thing I think relates to kind of add on to the stuff that you said is this idea, and what I'm coming to is from my experience in business on consulting business owners and startups and stuff like that to encourage them for business growth. Is she had this really cool quote, which was like, if you're the best business in your small little town, it's time to move out. Right? It's time to go to a bigger city. You like, like the Coldplay song, you be the biggest fish in the smallest pond. And I think from my experience of some of the business owners I've kind of coached, I think a general trend, or maybe perhaps a fear that people have, and maybe the people listening to this, they'd be like, that might be me, is at the end of the day, once you go on the technology and the internet aspect, you're competing with everyone. And I think that sometimes people just have this innate fear of like, oh, I'm doing good here, or they don't want to step up to the bigger podium. So that's again a mindset thing. That's just what's coming to my mind. Hopefully, it can help audiences listening. Hopefully, Chris, even myself. Sometimes when I say stuff, I'm like, damn, like where am I not competing at a bigger? Like just generally, like I don't know. That's kind of how my brain works. It's like I come up with stuff and then I say it, and I'm like, damn, I need to remember that because I need to compete at a larger
Dude,
stage.
man,
So
that was fire right now. Hey, anybody that's watching this now or on a replay, hit the fire emoji, man. This dude is
let's get
dropping
that fire
fire right
button going right now.
now.
Hit the fire button right now.
That's,
Hit the fire.
that's
Let's
what I'm
get it.
talking about, man. Let's get this hype. Let's get this hype. Cool. Well, hey, man. So in your workings with Jordan, I know you mentioned something that you just spoke with him earlier today. How often are you connecting with him for your marketing?
On Jordan. Sorry, repeat the
Yeah.
question. How often am I connecting with Jordan?
Yeah, yeah. How often are you connecting with him when you're now? Is it like project based? You're doing a project, you need to connect with him
Yeah,
more, and
yeah,
then you
yeah.
connect at another.
So kind of my viewpoint on it is me personally as a project owner. I see Jordan as like a client, and I just set the standard for myself and the way I run my agency and stuff like that. I have a month report, and then I have like kind of informal text and stuff like that, and then I send a month end report. So that's my engagement with him. I mean, literally, he just texted me because he needed some stuff done. So we kind of have this. We use. There's a lot of project management software you could use. One is called Trello. where he could just put a ticket in and say like, "Hey, I need this done," and he could just monitor the progress of it. It's kind of like there's this concept called agile, where it's like if he needs stuff done, you just get that ticketing system done. But I guess that's my high level view. I don't know if I answered your question. I was just literally going into like
Right.
my business processes. It's like it's no
That,
different than anyone else. I'm
that's what
just
I'm
like,
trying to tap into, man, because I know that as trainers, we're good at the training part of things. We're good at teaching a young person how to do skills, teaching them how to think the game, teaching them how to be a basketball player.
yeah,
But I know that the tech side of things, the computer side of things, that may not be our strength. And if we want to move with the times and move with technology, we need to have our foot in the water. We need to be in the water and experiencing it, because virtual training is not going anywhere. It's coming, and it's coming in a major way.
yeah,
And those people that position themselves are going to be in the windfall, because it really is. I mean, on the broad scheme of things, when it comes to training virtually, it's virtually untapped with basketball.
mm-hmm.
I mean, it's
I agree.
very
Yeah.
it's very new. So the trainers that get in there and understand how to navigate the space are really going to make a lot of money, and they're going to have a leg up on the competition. So
Yeah, so let me just say like
that's
a little like hack thing that I've never seen any trainer do, and I am like I said it in all my streams, and or not all my streams, but like all my business stuff, and I just say this all the time, is SEO and Google Analytics and Google traffic will be the biggest focus that you should be doing right now in 2020 to get traffic to your website. And at the end of the day, your website should be getting you money. Everyone should, in my opinion, if you're a serious business owner checking your processes and systems, to me, like I'm gonna go against the grain here, and but I still think people should be paying attention. Is like look at your Instagram analytics and see how often people are going from Instagram to some kind of buyable channel, right? Unless they could buy straight from your Instagram, like you should be thinking about like what are the energy levels that you're doing and something, and what ROI is it giving you. Now I'm not saying not just give up completely on Instagram or stuff like that, but I'm telling you like right now, for basketball, I've kind of done some little videos on this, and if people could look this up themselves, like Google keyword search tool, look at the terms of what people are doing for basketball, and look at how little competition there is and high volume there is for basketball things. And you guys, like if you do it right for like learn SEO and you do it consistently for like 6 months, like there's no reason why, in my opinion, if you have systems set up, you couldn't add like 50 to 80K in your business. Just
yo
literally starting
man,
from zero right now and then like doing it in 6 months, like in my opinion.
yo, yo. I'm like blown away, because I understand that, but I know that I talk to a lot of trainers on a regular basis that are hesitant to move in that direction just because they may be stuck in the mold. And so I just want to I want to emphasize more that even just the thing that you said on Instagram, you look at your ROI. So you're putting videos up, putting videos up, putting videos up. But if you don't have a link up there pointing to a website or to a system, what's really happening? Where are you sending them?
Yeah.
And so, and if you do have that, then are you analyzing what happens behind that? And so it becomes more than just you focusing on training.
Yeah.
It becomes, there's a whole infrastructure that you said right now. And I know this, and people that are in the training business from this side of it understand that the pond is huge.
Blue
but
ocean
there's
strategy.
not a lot of people have their fishing line in the water. So it's open. And if you tap into it the right way with the right guidance, and I share with people in this group all the time how I'm clocking $1,300 contracts, $750 contracts, and people are
yes,
blown
sir.
Like,
yes, sir. Let's go.
How do you do that? How people aren't going to pay that much money, but yes, they do if you create results. If you create results, you can write your check. Period. And with the online world, you can create results in a myriad of ways. There's so many ways you can do it from a virtual aspect.
So I wanted to kind of pivot on some of the stuff you said, like, as maybe people can tell, like my brain just goes all over the place, but hopefully adds value to anyone listening to the conversation. There's this book called Blue Ocean Strategy that, here's the story to it. Okay. So one of my business founders, his name's Jim. He is a serial entrepreneur. Right now, he's in the process of doing some things with a voice AI thing. Anyways, we helped found Blend Logic. So transparently, like just a little bit about me. Like I don't know if you can tell from the shirt. So I went to Georgia Tech, and kind of one of the guys there at Georgia Tech, who's like the known guy, is his name's like Chris Klaus, really big in Atlanta. Kind of, I think he sold his company for like $1 billion, something along those lines. So the only reason that Blue Ocean Strategy sticks in my mind is because 4 years ago, Jim introduced me to Chris Klaus. I was blown away by like kind of just there was just a lot about him. It's like there's a reason why he's like a millionaire billionaire. But anyways, I asked him and I said, "Hey, what's the most pivotal book that you've ever read that changed your life?" And like immediately it was like Blue Ocean
What a great
Strategy.
question.
And I was just like, "Damn, like I need to read that book." And so the concept there is well, one, I'd recommend everyone read that book, but the whole thing of like there's so much opportunity, so much ocean, so much you could do. And then hopefully I'll tie this back in. I At the time I was reading that book, that was also when I got connected with Jordan. And the story in my mind this is what happened was he came to Atlanta and I trained with him, and Jordan said this concept of like attacking the rim. And he said, I like you guys at the end of the day, you're trying to get a bucket, right? So look at the whole space that is here, right? Like just because I told you, sorry if I'm like rambling here, but I'm trying to
It's
get everyone
good,
to sing
man.
the story. So in context of the training that happened, Jordan had explained how to do a certain amount of moves, like finishing right, finishing left, doing like a step back, stuff of that nature. And at the end of the practice, he was like, "Okay, now it's just time to get buckets, right? So everything I told you, here's some drills you could have done to get buckets. Now try to get a bucket on us or stuff like that." And then everyone was doing their drill. Everyone went time at a time, like one on ones basically. And then he said, "Guys, I think this is an important point that you guys should know is that at the end of the day, you should be trying to drive and attack the bucket to get like the goal. And there's just so much that you guys can do. Like, look how wide this court is, right? Yeah, I shared with you like 5 drills or something like that, but I know you guys have other drills. Like, just get the bucket." And then what he did was this is what stuck in my mind. And he's like, "Look, I'm just gonna go over here. Look how much space there is." And he shot and he like hit splash and it was like wet, like splash. And literally at that time too, I was like, "Wow, this is literally the same concept that is explained in Blue Ocean Strategy of like why just do what everyone's doing or what they said to do, like just make a bucket, just get a bucket." Right, go get
Right.
money, just go do it. And like
Go
that's
do it.
my way to tie it all in. It's like just go do it. There's just so many ways on the internet, and even if you like let's say you don't go to the internet, there's still so many other ways to be in basketball and get money. So I'm not saying everything's about getting money, but like get a bucket, right? The whole concept. So maybe I could get
Absolutely,
better
man.
at telling
Well,
that story, but I hope I illustrated the point
well, that's
correctly.
listen, man. I think that I think you've dropped some golden nuggets, man. That some trainers, especially trainers that are maybe new to the virtual world or new to training as a whole, or just trying to, you know, get their little foot in the market. And I think just some of the things you dropped were amazing. But if you were to give one thing that somebody can walk away right now and say, just like kind of like that experience you had with the gentleman that showed that you asked about the one book,
Yeah.
where what's the one thing that somebody that's really trying to gain some traction online, really trying to hit that viral button, that's really trying to take basketball training to where they can have their name synonymous with the with the Jordan Lollies and the DJ Saxman and those. What's your piece of advice from your perspective?
So I'll just say transparently what's on top of my mind. Going back to the SEO thing, but for the virality and stuff like that, there's this concept known in marketing called authority hijacking or stuff along those lines. So I would make enough content to be value add to the people you're trying to get in lines with, right? If you want to get with Jordan or you want to get DJ Sackman, try to make stuff that will help DJ Sackman or help Jordan Lolly. And just transparent, like some people have tried, like, gotten with Jordan by literally texting me, and I'm fine with that because it's like I think Jordan likes the community aspect and sharing. I can't speak to DJ Sackman or anyone else because I don't work with them, But like sometimes people would have been like, hey, is there a way I could like hop in Jordan's gym? And I'm just like, yeah, let me send a text. And it's like, hey, someone's gonna be hopping by. He's like, yeah, come on. Right. So there's a lot of different aspects, if not location based. Like I'm here in Atlanta and Jordan's in like LA, right? So I found a way to kind of add value, and it will always be that like consultant approach, Gary Vaynerchuk approach of like of virality. It's like make some way that you could collaborate, and that's my best advice, right? If you start a podcast on basketball and stuff like that, like I know some people. One, I'll just name drop. His name's Max McCoy. Had a podcast related to basketball and mindset, and then just brought Jordan on, and then kind of did that virality thing. Jordan shared his post, he shared Jordan's post. They just synergized off each other. So, yeah, that's what's coming to my mind. Literally, what's happening right now in this conversation, like between
Right. I mean, look at it.
and stuff like that. It's like just do what Chris is doing, and do what I did. And I'm not gonna lie, I've gotten sales by saying like, yeah, I'm connected with Jordan, and I mean, at this point, I've gotten good, in my opinion, of just it's just like is what it is. Sometimes I think when I was doing it, I was like, oh yeah, guys, I'm the Jordan's guy. But then now I'm just like, yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I have other clients too, and like stuff like that. And just,
Right. Right.
so that's my
You know,
tip.
and,
Is
and
like value add to whoever you're trying to be to, right? There's no reason why you couldn't. And one last, sorry if I'm going too long.
go.
There's this guy named Valuetainment. I forgot his like actual name, but he has like a bunch of YouTube stuff. He interviewed Kobe before Kobe passed away. So I'll just share like this one last motivation for anyone. Like, so in my mind, one of my bucket list things was like, dude, if that guy could do it, or like MKBHD, who's a tech reviewer, like doing phones, I was like, one day I'm gonna interview Kobe, and like that was literally my thing. And like now I'm like, even just saying it, I'm getting like teared up. It's like it's not possible. Like, he's dead, right? So I would say to people like, going for your dreams or chasing stuff, like just always think about that. Like there could be someone you want to interview or someone you want to get connected with, and like you don't know how fragile life is. Like literally was on my list. I was like, one day I'm gonna get so big, I'm gonna interview Kobe. And I can't do it anymore. So that's another thing I would share. It's like a takeaway. I've added 3 takeaways. You asked for 1. I'm gonna drop that one too. It's like you do not know how fragile life is, and like going after like there's a lot of value to like just going after big things and going for what you think is big and like just going for it. And is it possible for me to have interviewed Kobe? I mean, honestly, I was starting to think it would be possible. I actually connected with like some LA Sparks people and the Mamba Academy. I was doing some consulting there. I was like, oh man, I'm like really close. If I just like keep adding value at the Mamba Academy and like some LA Sparks, like maybe one day it could happen. But it is what it is. So, boom,
Yo, man, well, I want
to.
Yo, you really dropped it, man. You really dropped it. And one of the things that I really want to hit home and point out that you said, that I said, that's synonymous, it's constantly being said in this group, is adding value. And when I want to add something to that, is it's not just about adding value, but it's being different. You hit on this where you said, see if you can collaborate, see if you can do something that will add value to these other trainers. Don't try to be like them, because if you're like them, then you're just another fan, and they're not looking at you as somebody that can collaborate with them. But if you bring something to the table and you're doing your own thing, these guys are open. And they're like, oh, I want to add that to me. And by adding that, then it's a mutual thing. And that's how you grow. So I just want to, I'm so grateful right now. I'm so grateful that we met. I'm so grateful that I reached out, and just the testament of that. Like, you're such a key person into Jordan Lawley's world and your other clients' world. And you were so receptive to just me reaching out. Like, what's up, man? Look, I love what you're doing. Let's jump on the phone, man. Let's talk about some things. And then here we are now, man. You say you're in Atlanta, I'm in Pittsburgh. We're talking about Jordan, who's in LA. There's people in this group that are all over the country, all over the world, actually. And all I want to do is add value. And I just want to share that the viral aspect and the virtual aspect of basketball is real. Don't ignore it. Come jump on board. Now, you know what it is that I do, but I wanted to bring Alan here to show what he does. And I'll give you a quick story. And I met Alan, looked through his profile. He posted a video. I went to the video and watched the video. He was sharing something from somebody else about
Oh
some
yeah,
CRM and some, and it's called Notion.
yeah.
And I watched this video of some guy that I didn't know 30 minutes before, and I watched the 29-minute video. And it was about getting organized in an app that you can use to help get yourself organized. And now I use it. And that is how this works. You meet people, you expand, you grow, you learn different things. And so, like Alan said, man, continue to pursue your dream, continue to share. Now, Alan, you are a wealth of knowledge. You have a ton of resources. How can they take advantage of you? How can they reach out to you? And what can you do to help?
Okay, so transparently, I'm working on improving my business systems to help myself grow myself. So I do have like an inner circle program that I've been launching, and the last time I had updated the pricing and sales page to it, it's May 2020. So I was explaining to Chris before on like my tech systems, and we're gonna have another call where I'm gonna break down more of like the Facebook and technical side of it. But this one I've just moved to WordPress, and so if you go to double check this link here. It's link.blendlogic.com/mind blown.
We're going to put that in the comments. We'll put it in the comments.
Oh yeah,
So you'll
let me
have
go.
it.
I had your chat up. Let me go bring it up real quick. Let me go get it real quick. All right, I put it in the comment.
There we go.
Link.blendlogic.com/mind blown. I mean, honestly, I'm thinking about just screen sharing it and just doing a little impromptu like marketing mindset. You cool if I do that? I don't know. I know we scheduled some time. You think we have time for that real quick?
Yeah. How much time do you need?
I'm planning to just do it real quick because just transparently, when you shared that Notion thing, I was literally like, so part of the stuff when I do my own ideas of what I'm gonna talk about, I had literally been like, okay, I'm going to authority hijack this guy. Which is what I just said for people to do, and like now it's like funny because it's like, oh yeah, you got the value from the thing, and that's the whole idea, right? Is
Actually, no.
as you're working on improving yourself, you can improve yourself. So, I, I think my screen sharing, I was literally in an emotional intelligence training class. I think that's important to know too. Anyways,
Dude, this
guys,
is
this
big
is the
time
link
right now.
that it goes to. So I'm gonna just share some tech stuff at a high level. Chris, can you see my screen?
I sure can.
Cool. I'm not exactly sure how this is gonna appear on the conference, but hope it goes by good. So, anyways, I just want to do literally like a quick little breakdown of how marketing funnels are designed and kind of give you guys tips or ideas like from a tactical level. So, even though this is May 2020, I told you like I didn't update it, but here's a cool thing to know. So, just transparently, I consult with a Fortune 10 kind of company that's looking to do some update their marketing strategies in like Salesforce. And this concept of UTM source is what you should be doing for all of your analytics because basically, even though I don't know why this is Instagram TV, it depends on where my link came from. That I just brought up the funnel, but you should be able to know what you're doing. So my campaign is like inner circle, right? So tactically, ideally, what I should have done is made a special link from this call, which would said like source Chris live stream, right? And then the medium would have been Facebook Live, right? And so, anyways, by tracking all that stuff, you can know what efforts are leading to the sales of the campaign, which is my inner circle. So that's a cool like UTM thing. I don't know if you got involved in that, Chris, but that's kind of just sharing that transparently. So the business owner from your marketing arm, you should want to know how people are getting to your links, and it's called UTM to do that. And then kind of like I don't want to get too involved, but like basically, this is the headline, subheadline. Um, basically you could explain the features of what people are going to get from the thing. It should be on like everyone's sales page. And I think I saw your sales page. I mean, do you want me to just instead of doing mine, if I just audit yours? I don't know, whatever you think is value for you. I'm
Sure.
just kind of ripping. You want to send me a link on chat?
It's anta.world. AHNTA.world.
This one, AHNTA.
ANANH.
All right, here we go. So boom, right here, you could tell from the top. I'm just you cool if I just like literally just brain dump my marketing?
Yes,
Okay,
absolutely,
cool.
man. Absolutely.
So like one of the first things I always check for is like people's Facebook pixel and stuff like that, just making sure that they have that tracked. So another thing I would also check is like if you go in the view page and you could look if like they have Google Analytics. So that may be something you want to add is Google Analytics also, because there's different
Okay.
marketing things you can take away from Facebook ads versus other thing. Um, Again, I also said the UTM thing could be like a special Bitly link that if you want to track, like, hey, if you started doing live streams, um, people got to this Anta world by, the campaigns you'll be tracking on your analytics.
Right.
So yeah, this is a good headline. It's basically like call outs of the target audience and how they could get something they want, right? Many trainers struggling. So again, relating to the customer, the ideal customer and the journey they're in. And so the angle is like you want to take them from where they are to where they could get, and you're the bridge. So good. Off the top of my mind, I'm thinking like, okay, so this GSVA method, hopefully it's explained somewhere on this page, but it's like kind of like a trigger point. It's like, what is this? This is a curiosity factor. Like, what is the GSVA? And I'm gonna like look for it subconsciously. Like, where is it on the page? So that's a tip I would say is like somewhere on here, either explain or maybe it's in this video. Or so this one says download to watch. I think for you should split test having a video on and explaining it and then doing the download. So I don't know what your metrics are from the download, but you could easily split test and being like, okay, what happens if I make a page that the video's on, and then what is the way I could capture the email address? What would be that thing? So perhaps your lead magnet would be, here's the video. If you want PDF downloads summarized so you can review it yourself, that's what you're gonna give me an email for. Right now, what the lead magnet is download to watch. So just other things you could split test. Yeah, these are good. And then a lot of social proof stuff which should be done. Testimonials, another way of saying it. So, anyways, if people were curious, like, okay, what is it? What I do with Jordan? It's like that. I just get on these sessions and I'm like, hey, here's the freaking angles. Here's what you put out. Let's look at the metrics. Let's brainstorm together ways we could test different angles that could work. There you go. If anyone's really curious what I do, that is what I do. And I try to make like
definitely
videos we got the like that, so
we got the X's and O's, man. We got you and right there, and I appreciate that, man. That was totally unscripted, impromptu. Let's go look at this. And so for the folks watching, what that shows you is that this internet world is definitely where the big pot is, but there's a lot of things over there that you got to try and master. And rather than try to do that yourself, work with somebody that functions in that world and that's making it happen. Because I see a lot of trainers that will throw out virtual and it'll say, text me or, cash app me or something like that. And those things are like, yeah, those will work. But if you're trying to really tap the keg and get in there, you want to have systems that tie everything together and be able to make it more mainstream. So,
yeah,
I mean, I can't thank you enough, man. I really can't thank you enough, man. You really gave a lot of your time today. You gave some golden nuggets, and hopefully people can really take away something from this as they move into expanding their business. And so you see his name, Alan Nafaretti. I said it right?
Chris. Yep. Nafaretti.
Cool. And he's tagged everywhere here. He's tagged in the announcement. He posted a comment so you can reach out to him. If you need some help on setting up your ads, you need some help navigating that, understanding positive steps that you need to take, you got to do it and reach out to him, because here's the one thing that you'll hate 6 months, a year from now, when you see your peers or people that weren't in the virtual space coming into the virtual space with basketball and killing it,
crushing
it. They're going to blow right by you. And you're going to be like, damn, man, 6 months ago, I had an opportunity to do that. But no, you decided to stick with the 12-hour day, grinding in the sun in the gym, doing it, and not making those big ticket sales. It just depends on which direction you're trying to move in. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I know we grabbed your ears for about 30, 35, 40 minutes, but it's all good, man. We got some great nuggets. Alan, please send us off. I'm gonna give an on top.
Let's get it.
Go ahead,
All right, guys, everyone, let's just get an appreciation for Chris and then hosting and then on all the work he's doing. So on that group, guys, seriously, everyone on there you should be brainstorming, not just with Chris, with everyone on there. Like, and you should be contributing also to the group. I think maybe one of the biggest things that people could take away is like the dopamine hit that you will get when you share your business successes and ways that you could help others kind of a little bit behind you. So that's like, I know I keep ranting and all this other stuff. You did a good close away. I don't want to say one last story, but I will say one last story. There was someone in the LA Sparks person that I hinted at earlier, the story. We had just connected on Instagram, got back in touch. Literally one of the biggest moving stories I had was she said, she was hesitant on making content. She started making some content. She told me that she had someone from a third world country message her and say, I appreciate the videos that you're putting out because it motivates me to get better at basketball. And to me, I got motivated because she told me that it helped motivate her to do the content. And I'm not even the one who got thanked for it. And I don't need to get thanked. But I'm just saying, like, there's this, if anything, just try. Like, you'll never know what could happen. Like, someone watches your video or you share something on the group, and the next thing you know, like, that person just got so much value out of it. Even if you don't even get recognition, just think of it as like positive karma in the world. So that's what I'll send you out. Chris, you're doing God's work right now. If my voice AI thing was still working, you could hear my clap.
I can't hear it.
Appreciate you, man. You're doing it.
Yes, sir.
Keep at it. Let's keep crushing it.
Let's do it. All right, Alan, thanks again. Thank you, guys. We're signing off here, man. Keep your eyes on the group, man. Talk to you soon.
Take care, everyone.
Later.
Peace.